2015 U.S. Soccer U-17 Women's NTC Invitational. Today's second match features the United States taking on Canada.
Another CONCACAF rivalry is renewed as the United States is getting to face Canada in the second match of today's U-17 NTC Invitational from Carson, California.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem of Canada, followed by the national anthem of the United States.
Welcome to the National Training Center in Carson, California, as tonight the USA takes on Canada in a match that could very well send the USA to what would be a de facto final against Japan on the final day of the U-17 Women's NTC Invitational. The USA coming off of a 3-1 victory over Mexico thanks to that lady, Ashley Sanchez, and her hat trick, giving the U.S. all 3 points. And Canada coming off an 8-0 drubbing at the hands of Japan, who in the first game of today beat Mexico 2-0. So if the USA win today, they will most likely be in second place on goal differential, but will have a chance to go on. And if they beat Japan, just as they did in last year's tournament, would be the champions of the second annual NTC Invitational. Captain Taryn Torres is coming out. Canada making it a picture-perfect night, they hope, after what was a very rough first outing, but their head coach, Beverly Priestman, very positive, said, we talked about learning, we talked about the experience, what we can take away from it. as the captains exchanging their coat of arms. And center referee Yashimi Yamashita is going through the coin toss with the captains, Taryn Torres and Sarah Strategakis. Strategakis, of course, played for Canada in the U-17 Women's World Cup last year and was also named the best player of the U-15 CONCACAF Championship. Taryn Torres should have had a goal in the first game against Mexico, scored an Olympico on a beautiful goal, but Spanstra was called for a foul on the keeper, even though she went straight up and it looked like she barely touched Aguirre. So Torres very unlucky that she's not on the score sheet in this tournament, but she won't mind as long as the USA can pick up all 3 points here, as once again another CONCACAF rivalry was renewed. First Mexico and now Canada. And Canada will be looking to bounce back. I talked to BJ Snow before the game and he said the Canada team you saw against Japan is not the same Canada team you're going to see tonight. And Beverly Priestman certainly has the right attitude for her squad. She said that is a huge marker for our players as to how we react. She said we have to embrace the experience, embrace the learning, and make sure we don't make those same mistakes again. So Canada still believes, and the USA believes too, as they think that they will go on to win the NTC Invitational. Will have to get through Canada tonight, and will have to defeat Japan as well on Sunday. But for now, it's all about getting to that match to make it a final, as it's the USA in their traditional red jerseys attacking from left to right across your screen. They will kick off, and Canada in their all-white alternate jerseys will be attacking from right to left, and it's the U.S. to get us underway. Torres sprays it out to the far side. And it was a good run down the wing, but well cut out. Will be a throw-in, though, for the U.S. inside the first minute. Throw-in taken by Harbor. And slicing through the defense was Spanstra, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Canada.
Stay high, Jordan. Jordan, stay high. There you go, there.
And Proulx coming over to take the goal kick. 15-year-old was voted best goalkeeper at the U-15 CONCACAF Championship last August, after being the hero in the penalty shootout against Haiti, in which Canada won 4-1 after a 1-1 draw. And you can see the high pressure of Canada. And fighting her way through is Jalen Howe, getting the start tonight after coming on as a substitute against Mexico. Kennedy Faulkner with the free kick, plays it short. And it's good to see Julia Grosso getting the start here tonight after she had to go off in the 29th minute due to an injury against Japan. She couldn't even put pressure on her foot. And the staff were worried about her, but the prognosis was good, and here she is starting on the wing. Sanchez pressuring high. Spanstra comes in, takes it away. Trying to cut in along that far side. And it would be another goal kick for Canada, as it was Torres who was coming up from the back. Sits just in front of the back for Torres, but gets into the attack as well. Ashley Sanchez, the number 15, has 3 hat-tricks in her last 3 games. Hat-trick in the 4-1 win in South Korea, and then a few days later, the two teams met again, and she had a hat-trick in the 7-0 victory, and then hat-trick against Mexico with goals in the 14th minute, the 16th minute, and the 76th minute. And the only goal the USA has given up in this tournament so far was on a free kick. So nothing conceded from the run of open play, as Jordan Taylor getting forward. And she wins the first corner kick of the game, goes to the U.S. A lot of players at halftime of the Mexico game said their legs felt heavy, and BJ Snow said that was because of pressure. And he said that his players really calmed down at halftime and played the way he wanted them to play in the second half, and that's why they were able to dominate Mexico in the final 45 minutes of the first game. BJ also said we had a lot of players getting their first caps, and for them, they didn't seem nervous. The likes of Jordan Taylor and Brianna Pinto, as well as Ekik, she said that the lights weren't too bright for them. So these are ladies that are not only learning how to deal with the pressure, but seem pretty comfortable with it already. And corner taken short and driven into the box. And Canada able to clear their lines. Only as far as Pickett. Bit of a mistouch from her, but she gets there first. And it's flicked on for Spanstra on the far side. Spanstra. Bit of a heavy touch, and it'll be the third goal kick of the game for Canada. U.S. seemed to really be favoring that left-hand side. But Jordan Taylor and Kiara Pickett do a very good job of combining down this right-hand side as well. Grosso showing short. Instead, Faulkner will play it across to our other center back. And that's something you'll see whenever Canada has the ball in the back. Their two center backs will spread out, and their two outside backs will get very high up the field to try and stretch out this U.S. defense. That's a good ball into the channel, but unable to chase it down is Jones. And so it'll be another goal kick in the 5th minute. Proul. And Spanstra gets there first. Reagan will swing it around. Faulkner. U.S. trying to put them under pressure. And a good job by Sanchez to force the ball back to Proul.
Good, Ash.
Kennedy able to rescue it on the near side. Grosso showing. And Gomez is stripped of the ball by Pickett. Pickett looking to weave her way through traffic. Great ball out to Jordan. Jordan thought about going to the byline. Now she gets there. Great bit of skill from Jordan. Pulls it back. And just too many white jerseys collapsing around the ball, but the U.S. able to maintain possession. Sanchez camped out at the top of the box. Jordan looking to get around the end line once again. That's a smart ball from Sanchez. Jordan wasn't onto it. Used her speed to almost get there, but just running out of real estate. Had Jordan and Sanchez been on the same page just a split second sooner, Jordan could have gotten to that, but very unlucky in the end. Smart ball from Sanchez. Camila Gomez is checking in instead. Canada elect to go the inside route, and they put themselves in a little bit of trouble here. Jalen Howe doing a good job to step up. And now the ball looking for Gomez, but Rodriguez will get there first. Pickett will look to get forward at every opportunity. Sanchez coming back very deep for the ball. And Stratigakis did well to ride the challenge of the captain Torres. But the U.S. win it back in midfield. Good recovery run from Pickett. Looking for the early ball for Jones. Jones with the header, looking for Spanstra. Spanstra putting Proul under pressure here. And safety first from Proul. Did a good job to get it out after she was put into a very awkward situation on that ball back from Emma Reagan. Spanstra working her way in again. Canada able to clear their lines, but the U.S. win it back. Priestman is asking for her midfield to move up, create a bit higher pressure. They're going to allow the U.S. to work out of the back until about that midfield area, and that's when they'll confront them. And winning the ball back is Caitlin Shaw, earning her first cap. Passed a bit ill-advised, and trying to slide it through for Spanstra was Jones. Jones has 3 assists in her first 3 caps. looked in the mood the other night, but saw the flag go up against her 3 times. And this time the flag stays down. Sanchez taking a little bit out wide. Has Jordan Taylor checking in to goal. Sanchez walking the byline and wins the corner kick. Second of the game, third of the game, for the U.S. And Sanchez, so nimble, got there and tried to slide it underneath the charging Prul. Prul made sure to clear the danger. And now Sanchez will come over to take. Torres running in short. Canada are wise to it, however. They'll play it anyways. 2-on-1 in the corner. Go work together at the top of the box. This is where Sanchez thrives. Still going, Sanchez. And the challenge deemed a fair one by the referee as Canada clear their lines. Pickett back to mop up. Looking over the top for Jones. Jones is such a willing runner, always looking to dice through that back line. Once she gets her timing right, she will score plenty of goals. U.S. were able to register 19 shots in the 3-1 win against Mexico, 11 of them on goal. Also created 6 corner kick opportunities. And from one of them, they should have had a goal. Trying to turn is Engie. Engie able to work her way out of trouble. Slick skill from Pickett, gets it inside to Jones. Bit of a heavy touch on Sanchez that, but it falls kindly for Howe. And that one played behind Jordan Taylor. And BJ Snow asking her to get out wide first before going forward. And that's why that ball was played out of bounds. Grosso will give it all the way back to Prul. Zero-zero in the 11th minute. The U.S. have worked the ball in deep, but so far Prul hasn't really been called into action. A couple times has come out to cut off some crosses, but hasn't had any shots to face as of yet. For the most part, Bollinger at the other end's been a spectator. Faulkner looking for the run of Gomez. Pickett has the position. Good shielding by Gomez to win that ball back. Howe steps in and wins it. And the U.S. chiseling their way down that far flank once again. Nobody making the run as Rachel Jones was in the center of the field. Grosso checking back. Taylor closes her down. Prul assessing her options in the 12th minute. And great pressure from Jordan Taylor and Rachel Jones to force that ball back to Prul once again. Oh, and Faulkner did so well to ride the challenge from Jones, but then gave the ball right to Taylor. Oh, lovely skill from Howe. Torres, the captain. And a great switch to open up the field. This is an excellent run from Harbor. Harbor works her way to the byline, trying to cut it back. Jones is there. Can she find Sanchez at the top of the box? Sanchez skips past one challenge. A bit of a heavy touch allowed Canada to clear it. Not out of the woods yet, though, Canada. Taylor. Oh, and that was a good diagonal run in, but Taylor didn't read it soon enough, and Canada able to clear their lines. But the U.S. doing a great job to hunt in packs and win the ball back. And this is Engie. 14-year-old, got her first cap against Mexico, coming on as a sub in the 65th minute, and she's getting her first start here tonight. This is a U.S. team comprised of players from 14 different states and 16 different youth clubs. The subs staying warm on what always becomes a chilly night in Carson, no matter how hot it is during the day. All the California people have put on sweaters, and all the Canadians are laughing at them. The U.S. have had the lion's share of possession so far inside these first 14 minutes. Haven't created any gilt-edged opportunities, though. Canada defense remains resolute once again. Pickett had an assist on Sanchez's goal the other night. And this is Taylor. Sanchez finds the space out wide. Now looking to put it across, but rather right into the arms of Proul.
Jordan, good work. Just a little bit earlier.
Kennedy Faulkner will turn and find Grosso. Gomez checks in. The ball goes inside to Caitlin Shaw.
Close it, Ashley!
Sanchez told that even though she lost that ball, she needs to continue to pressure it. And she does just that. As Proul flips it back over her.
Cut the pass off, Jordan!
And the U.S. just a step too slow in pressing that ball, allowing Canada out of their end. And having to concede a throw-in as well. Caitlin Shaw, one of the many 13-year-olds on this team. And Taryn Torres wins that ball in the midfield yet again. Does so well of not only going forward towards, but plugging in gaps wherever they need to be. And cutting inside, and Jones is on. And once again, Jones had to turn her back to goal. Was clipped over, nothing doing, says the referee. And Canada looked to get forward.
Up, Caitlin!
Spanstra wins the ball back off of Heitma on the far side. And Rodriguez will leave it off for Engie. Howe. And possession first for the United States. Karina Rodriguez, who was a titan at the back against Mexico. Floats it over for Taylor Jordan. Can't get there. Grosso did a good job to step in front and make sure to usher that ball out of bounds. Just over 16 and a half minutes in. 0-0 between the U.S. and Canada. Neither side has yet to really grab this game by the scruff of the neck. This time against Mexico, Ashley Sanchez already had 2 goals. And the USA likes to score them in bunches. In the second game against South Korea, they scored 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. And then the other night, Ashley Sanchez scoring 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. Chang will play it across for Faulkner. Was looking for Gomez. Bit of an errant header from Pickett, but she makes up for her error. Wonderful control to bring that down. And this might work out for her off of Pickett. Or off of Shaw, rather, but Shaw did a good job to get back and recover. Poor ball from Proul, though. Jones trying to catch her off her line. Didn't get enough purchase on the shot. And Proul is able to recover. That was a good foray forward, though, from Pickett. You continue to pressure. You never know what's going to happen as that ball deflected off of Caitlin Shaw and almost put Pickett through. Heitma. Ibrahim loses out. And a smart ball clipped over to Howe. Pickett trying to find Jones, as there's a player down in the center circle for Canada. And Kennedy is going to play to Grosso. Was telling her to leave it and let it go out, and Grosso got it back to her keeper, and now Proulx will let it go out. So we'll have a stoppage of play in the 19th minute. As getting up is the captain, Stratakakis. And both teams sprinting over to get water. Stratakakis is told to sit back down. I think I saw her lip say just a cramp. And the trainer putting both hands in the air. That's not the sign for substitution, though, as Snow is having a word with Sanchez. Sanchez played deeper against Mexico, is coming back a lot higher into the midfield to receive the ball. A real chance for both teams to get some water and also have a word with their coaches. Stratakakis out of Ontario, plays her club ball for Woodbridge. Was also a member of the U-17 side that finished runners-up to Mexico in 2013, the Women's CONCACAF Championships. Of course, getting through to the final was good enough to get them into the U-17 World Cup, where they eventually fell at the quarterfinal stage to Venezuela 3-2. BJ Snow continuing to give instructions. Snow said he thought that the Mexico side his team faced on Friday were even better than the team that beat them on penalties in the semifinals in 2013.
Down the line. No. With the throw. With the throw.
And Snow having a laugh as
There you go.
Pickett tried to play it on the ground, and Snow's going, it's a throw-in, it's a throw-in, it's a throw-in. Order resumed, and we're back on here in the 21st minute. Nifty little sidestep to escape the pressure. Is Canada trying to play a bit more direct toward their targets. Jones somehow able to keep that ball. Good hold-up play from her. Brings Torres into the attack. The captain has a go. Just wide. First genuine opportunity of the match goes to the U.S. as Torres pulled her shot just past the post. Great hold-up play, though, by Rachel Jones. Can see why she already has 3 assists. Good work on the far side. And space for the U.S. to run, or for Canada to run, rather. Heitma. Dispossessed by Torres. And a good job to step in front by Chang. However, the U.S. win it right back. And the long ball over the top. Jones gets there, squares up to Faulkner. And that's a great tackle by Kennedy Faulkner. Clearance left a little to be desired, but Caitlin Shaw able to get it out wide. And a good job to stop there being any chance of a counterattack on that tackle. Will be a throw into Canada, though, in the 23rd minute. That was textbook defending from Kennedy Faulkner on that challenge, and it allows the chance for Canada here. Oh, and the U.S. hesitating and lucky to escape the danger, as Bollinger needs to have better communication with her defense. Excellent fate by Grosso to create space between herself and Jordan Taylor. Shaw moving the ball well in midfield. Stratakakis looking to pull the strings. Unable to breach that back line for the U.S., but they give it right back to Stratakakis. Grosso. It's a bit narrow, but still space is on here for Canada. And Strategakis trying to clip it in, was looking for the run of Shayna Flynn. Ball won back by Ibrahim. Another holdover from the last U-17 World Cup. A chance to send in the cross, flying in, and the header over the net. First chance of the game for Canada, and Beverly Priestman is happy with that. As Camila Gomez unable to direct her header goalwards, but she won the aerial battle. It was a nice combination, and a great cross lofted in, and doing just enough the U.S. defense to put Gomez off. Camila Gomez, one of the many players out of the Vancouver Whitecaps system who's representing Canada tonight. And Engie. The U.S. will recycle their runs as Engie plays it back to her keeper. Bollinger had 4 saves on 5 shots against Mexico. Has had 2 nervous moments here, but no saves to make as of yet. As the ideas are there, the pass is just a bit off kilter.
Jalen, step! Jalen! Jalen, step!
Shayna Flynn wants the ball inside. Instead, it goes down the line. Heitma's beaten to it. And Canada could be in business here. And it's Torres getting back once again. Taylor. Pickett is streaming down this near side. Still might get it here, Pickett, as she shapes out to the right. Instead, Sanchez elects to go at it alone. And Faulkner was trying to shield it to Proul, then played it back to her. And that is a deft touch from Proul to get it back to Faulkner under pressure. Jones steps in and wins it. And Shaw shields it out of bounds. Check that, Grosso. And Grosso will take the throw-in. And when Canada are able to switch the play just as they did, the U.S. not moving across quick enough, and that allows them to get the ball into midfield. And Canada could be in business. Ball played through, and good shielding to allow Bollinger to come out to the extreme of her penalty area and claim the ball. Once again, though, the U.S. put under the cosh as Ibrahim was trying to get there. Good shielding, though, from Howe. Harbor hasn't had many opportunities to get forward in this first half. Pickett.
Combine with her.
And Grosso steps in with authority.
Jojo, this way. Kiki, or Karina, there you go.
Sanchez checks in, and it opens the space for Howe. Howe tried to take it into the channel to open up the space for Taylor. Now Taylor will get to it. First order of business is to keep it in bounds. Textbook one-on-one defending again by Kennedy Faulkner.
Keep it there.
Camila Gomez has it stabbed out of bounds by the captain, Taryn Torres. On a slip, opens up the space here, and quickly closed down again. Torres doing an excellent job to step up into the midfield. Even up higher than that to help out with the forward line and create that pressure. And it's now Howe playing in that hole behind her. So Howe is playing as the shield. Torres is further forward. And here she is on the ball in the center circle. has her pocket picked by Ibrahim, but Pickett wins it right back. Engie. Rodriguez. Here's a chance for Harbor to get forward down the far side. Has a player in support, but only 2 players to find in the center. Now a chance to waltz inside to the byline, ball play back, and the deflection takes the sting out of the cross as it falls nicely into the arms of Pearl. Good header from Pickett. Oh, and a poor giveaway there. And Sanchez is off to the races. Takes herself out wide. It's going to look for the cross. That's a good ball in the near post. Space at the back. And doing just enough to put off Jones as she puts it over. And Jones very frustrated, as that could have been her first goal in a U.S. jersey. Great job by Sanchez. Knows she has the time. Picks her head up, squares her hips to cross that ball in. And a great job to flick it on to the back post from the near. And that's one that Jones would love to have back.
Second ball, Rachel and Ashley.
Shaw turns well. 13-year-old plays the ball into the gap, but well in front of Shayna Flynn. And pressuring high is Jordan Heitma. Bollinger, as we're on the half-hour mark here at the National Training Center in Carson, California. 0-0 between the U.S. and Canada. And 3 points for the U.S. would set up what would be a final against Japan on Sunday at 4 p.m. 3 points for Canada would put them right back in it. Jones. Oh, and Faulkner had a stiff arm out, but not enough to concern the referee. In fairness, good defending from Faulkner. The referee's not going to call that.
Get there, Jordan, as it's traveling. Good.
Grosso kills it instantly. Inside for Shaw, looking to switch. Howell steps up to her. Torres forcing Strategakis to play it backwards, all the way to Prul. As a good chess match developing here, and a ball putting Prul under some pressure once again, but Prul is a veteran at this age cycle, not having a problem with that at all. Gomez rather missed it. Had she been able to get onto it, the space on the flank was open for Grosso to step into. Instead, it's the U.S. to go the other way. Torres trying to release Sanchez on the far side.
Get there, Jordan. Get there, Jordan.
Or rather, Harbor. Now Harbor. Venturing forward, Harbor. Ball toward the back post. And Jones was able to get something on it.
Kiki, slide, slide.
But not enough. Easy for Prul in the end. And another chance goes begging for the U.S.
No turn. No turn.
Pickett, tenacious defending.
Jordan, drop for her.
And once again, the ball is to go all the way back to the centers. Torres wins it again. Spanstra gets a touch. And Rodriguez will leave it off for Engie.
Join it.
Sprays it out wide for Pickett. Pickett ran into 2 Canadian players. And Engie does a good job to find her center back partner to relieve pressure. Now it's Rodriguez who wants to join the attacking party. Shayna Flynn whistled for a foul on the far side. 14-year-old earning her 8th cap tonight. Is once again closing things down on the far side as Canada forcing the throw-in. Both teams have done a good job to not allow space. Pensive look on the face of Priestman. Former New Zealand assistant coach. Strategakis uses the safety valve in her center backs. Faulkner trying to play it over for Gomez. And a good ball through to Taylor. And the U.S. will recycle their runs as Howe ran into pressure in the center circle. The U.S. trying to combine down the far side between Spanstra and Harbor. Harbor out of Bellevue, Washington. Plays her club ball for Eastside FC. And stepping in to win it again is the U.S. This is Jones. Nice little pirouette from her. Gets it over to Sanchez. And Sanchez looks like she took a shot to the face. Play goes on as Heitma's chasing, but Rodriguez will get there first.
Come on, Alexa. Come on, Alexa.
Engie. Taylor. Was trying to get it over Faulkner, who's well stationed. Shayna Flynn, good ball in for Anissa Ibrahim. 2 U.S. jerseys policing her, but Ibrahim able to find some space. And now Canada able to get players forward with each pass. Canada operating with 8 players in the attacking half, as Flynn, not sure if she was going for glory there. Seemed to be other options, and the U.S. overtake. And the U.S. could be in business here. It's a tremendous run, and played into the channel where Proulx will get there first, when it seemed like there were plenty of space to gallop into before laying off a pass. Another good win, as this referee is really letting them play, and it's opened up the space here for the shot, and Proulx was retreating, but the shot just too tall. So we head in the final 9.5 minutes in normal time, and Priestman already set to make a change, as it was Harbor getting forward. Great pass to Sanchez, and Sanchez unable to get her shot on frame. But the U.S. starting to find their radar 36 minutes in. Gomez, missed touch. Good strength from Engie to hold her off. Taylor gets the overlap from Pickett. Pickett unable to get by Faulkner. Faulkner has been a rock in this first half. Has hardly put a foot wrong. And not Proulx's best distribution, but a heavy touch, and Sanchez is offside. If she touches that, no, she's not. Faulkner kept her on. A chance for Jones to turn, and Faulkner recovers. And Proulx knows that her side escaped there. Gomez has time to turn. Howell over and cover. And shifting in as well as the captain Torres. It allows Taylor to recover as well, and the two conspire to win the ball back. But rolls out of bounds for a Canada throw, and is Beverly Priestman hitting the switch on her first substitution. And it's going to be Strategakis who's unable to continue. So a huge blow for Canada as they lose their captain and one of their most experienced players. And coming in is going to be Nadia Balbaki. Balbaki was a non-playing member of the U-17 World Cup squad for Canada. Plays for Lakeshore SC in Quebec. Started against Japan, Balbaki, but getting first entrance from the bench tonight. Shaw. Emma Reagan skipping away from Spanstra. Lovely little flick out wide. Flynn cuts inside, tries to cross it in with the left foot. Ibrahim fighting for it. and will be whistled for the foul.
Substitution in the 38th minute for Canada. Entering the game, number 14, Nahida Balbaki. Leaving the game, number 8, Sarah Stratigakis.
So Caitlin, remember the screen. Naina.
Priestman has to be happy with what she's seen from her side so far. Have not allowed the U.S. really too much space to operate. And has also created some chances of their own. BJ Snow, very pensive. Was hoping perhaps that his team can find their feet in the second half just like they did against Mexico. As Pickett misplays it, but Engi's over to mop up. Gomez harrying her, and she's able to win it back for Canada. Shaw gets there first. And a good ball in from Chang. But it's the U.S. who overtake. Running 2-on-3. Torres at the top of the box. Trying to fight her way through Torres. And it's Faulkner once again. You have to say so far, Faulkner's been the MVP of this first half. If it weren't for her, Canada could be in some real trouble as we head into the final 5 minutes of first half normal time. Engi allowing Heitma to catch up to her, and it allowed Canada to creep up and put more pressure on Taylor so she couldn't turn. Exactly what BJ Snow was talking about. What they did well against Mexico was getting pressure up high and forcing the Mexican players to put their head down, and that's what Canada's doing to the U.S. right now. Idea was there, but Flynn couldn't get to it in time. Spanstra. What has been a very back and forth, box-to-box game here through 41 minutes. Good little touch off for Grosso. Combines with Gomez. Grosso's in support again. Pickett snipping at her ankles. Faulkner. Balbaki checking in the center. Shaw picks up the pieces. Ibrahim wants to have a go. And Bollinger will watch it float wide. But the U.S. knows that they have to close down Ibrahim in those spaces right at the top of the box. It was a lesson Canada learned the hard way against Japan. Because in the first game, they didn't close down Otokano at the top of the box, and she took full advantage, smashing one home from range. Howe climbs highest and wins the free kick. There's a little touch off for Ibrahim. Has time to take a touch, pick her head up, and try to pick out the far corner. Didn't make proper contact, and in the end, the U.S. escaped. As we're inside final 3 minutes of first half normal time. We did have that injury to Stratigakis, so could see 2 to 3 minutes being added on here, especially if the U.S. can finish at the top of their box. Sanchez plays in Spanstra, but runs out of real estate. And once again, the ideas are there. That one just played with a little bit too much mustard in a very tight space. And Pruill will play it short. Faulkner asking for options. Jones is in the mood to chase. Forces the turnover from Pruill, but the U.S. give it right back. And stepping in front was Harbor. Giveaway on the far side as Flynn gets on her bike. Flynn looking for options. Top of the box, quick shot. And Heitma perhaps had a chance to take a touch. Instead, a bit of a swing and a miss. But still, Canada continue to pour forward here. And Pickett doing a good job to hit that one off of Gomez last. What will that man say at halftime? Shaw getting back. And it's Faulkner. And whether or not Snow is happy with the pressure that the U.S. is applying to that back line, you do have to say that one of the players who's had a ton of touches is their goalkeeper, Proulx. Torres does just enough to get off for Sanchez. But Canada stand firm. Final 30 seconds of first half normal time. And what has been a very evenly played game here at Glenn Mooch Myronic Field, the main field at the National Training Center in Carson, California. USA looking for 3 points. That would send them into what would be a de facto final against Japan on Sunday. Canada looking to restore order and pride after the 8-0 drubbing they took on Wednesday against Japan. Japan winning the first of the 2 games today, 2-0 over Mexico.
The referee has added a minimum of
so they now have 10 goals for and 0 goals against Japan, as there's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Perhaps a chance for either side to nick a goal before both teams go to the locker rooms. Too indecisive, allowing the U.S. to step up and win it. Another strong challenge from Balbaki. Leaves it off for Ibrahim. Shaw has contented herself with simple passes in her first cap. And she's done an excellent job, Caitlin Shaw, 13-year-old. On a bad place to give the ball away. Played forward for Jones. Or Sanchez, rather. Jones making the run inside. And Sanchez unable to clip it in. Gomez cutting inside to open up the space on the flank. Balbaki playing in place of Strategakis, who came off injured. Pickett, 40 more seconds of the minimums of 2-minute stoppage time. Jordan Taylor did a good job to square up to Gomez and force it back. And it's Faulkner once again. Asking for options, Faulkner. Finds it in Caitlin Shaw in the center circle. Velvet piece of skill from Shaw. And Pickett did a good job to win that ball and keep it in. Jones is chasing. And Faulkner's there. Good job by Faulkner to come over and clear the danger. So we've played the 2 minutes of the minimum stoppage time. And that is how the first half will end. 0-0, and a big reason is that lady right there, Kennedy Faulkner, has done a tremendous job on defense, has quelled every U.S. attack down this right-hand side. She's been a titan at the back. And at halftime, it is the U.S. 0, Canada 0. We're going to take a break up here in the booth, but we'll be back with you for the final 45 minutes. So grab a cup of tea, do what you need to do. You have 15 minutes.
were already coming down, so I morning, sorry. Hey, they're coming anyways. Look at this. Can we start on time? We picked them in early. Actually, about 30 seconds, so we're like... Because I know you're like, we're not starting on time, we're not starting on time. I'm like, I got this, Jessica. Just like get off. I'm like, I got this, Jessica. Come on, Jessica. Alright. Oh. 45? Yep, 45. Okay. Break here. Yeah, break some goals. Oh, good question. Yeah?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah. Ekik and
None for Canada.
Talfair.
They didn't tell me any. I don't know. They didn't tell me any. So.
Just smile and nod.
25 seconds till kick. We're gonna be late.
That's how I got through school.
Any subs at half?
Yep.
Canada waiting as the USA makes their way back out on the field.
Check you out. You're all good? Ready?
And Amina Ekik is getting set to check in to earn her second cap.
Alright, we're ready to go.
Ekik, the Fairdale, Kentucky native, playing for the famed Javanon Soccer Club, was sensational against Mexico, did everything but score. And she has replaced Jordan Taylor. Although she's playing on this side, which means Spanstra has probably switched to the other side to deal with Faulkner. And here's Faulkner, who's hardly put a foot wrong in the game, and once again, she does well to keep possession for Canada. Gross back to Faulkner, has her pocket picked. Chance here for the U.S. early on. And Canada recovered well. Ooh, that was almost an incredible goal, but just a bit too tall. What a shot that was from Howell. The ball came out and fell kindly, and Shaw has to run all the way through that. She hesitated, and that opened up the space, but it was always rising. However, good chance for the U.S. inside the first minute of this second half. Faulkner back once again. Jones is chasing, and Jones forces the throw-in. U.S. doing well in the early going of the second half to keep the ball in Canada's territory. Faulkner launches it clear.
Halftime substitution for the United States. Entering the game, number 21, Amina Ekik. Leaving the game, number 17, Jordan Taylor.
And Torres did well just to step in and win that first ball. But Canada could still be in business here. Not if Pickett has to say about it. Gets back to stop any semblance of a counterattack. So Canada still have the ball, but the U.S. has numbers behind it. Oh, and that was a late challenge from behind. And just a free kick. Ibrahim, the guilty party. As Howell was there, and Ibrahim getting there just a split second late. Probably looked worse than it really was, and that's why no yellow card came out. No malintent from Ibrahim. Good pressure from Ekic. Forcing Emma Reagan, who's now wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Strategakis, to just push that one out of bounds. Velvet touch to bring it down from Heitma. And Flynn was closed down quickly by Torres.
Good, just watch your right shoulder, T. Hey, yeah, just press that T. Watch your right shoulder. Drop it, T.
Excellent communication by the U.S. players on the field to get their marks.
Don't let it go over your jump. No, right shoulder, right shoulder.
That throw was taken about 3 or 4 yards from where it actually went out of bounds. As finally Ibrahim gets the play away from the touchline. Canada switch the field with a gorgeous ball. Perfectly weighted into the corner. And good defending on the far side. Spanstra over in cover. And it'll be a throw in for Julia Grosso. Grosso, another player from the Vancouver Whitecaps. A nifty bit of skill there as well. Howe. Pickett. Played just 45 minutes against Mexico. Pickett. He's still on here. Was trying to find Jones, but it's Kennedy there once again. Good reverse ball back to Kennedy from Proulx. Kennedy seems to be growing in confidence with each and every touch. The Washington native Harbor wins the header. Ibrahim allowed to turn. The flag stays down. This is Camila Gomez, one-on-one with Pickett. And Pickett policed her well, but it's at the expense of the first corner kick of the game for Canada. And Gomez will take the corner kick. U.S. get it clear at their near post. Unable to break out, though. And a good bit of skill to turn from Ibrahim. And the U.S. do well to get out quickly and force her back with it. Reagan. Space for Shaw to operate. Balbaki has popped up in the pocket and trying to play it through, but Bollinger's out to take. Good distribution from Bollinger. Karina Rodriguez. Ekic. Nice touch to elude Amina Reagan. Flynn, good ball into space, and Shaw has room to run. Trying to split the center defense, but the U.S. was wise to it. And now it's Ekic's turn to work once again. Quick one-touch pass down the lines, looking for the speedy Jones. But Chang had the angle. Harbor looking for options. It's a bit stagnant at the moment. Now the U.S. starting to move. Well, it's given right back to the Canadians. Canada very meticulous and patient in their build-up, perhaps too patient. And can the U.S. take advantage here? Pickett steps in and left it a bit too forward for Torres to get on the end of it. Still, though, the U.S. maintained possession. Sanchez weaving her way through at the top of the box. Still joins Sanchez. As Sanchez, one touch is too many, has to get that off her foot. She had other options. And now it's Canada's turn to break. And the move peters out. Both the U.S. and Canada doing so good to relieve the pressure along the back line, but they're so tight in the midfield, both teams doing such a good job to compress the game that they're making it hard for them to attack, but not when you beat them on the dribble like that. Good work from Harbor, gets it into Jones. Jones did well to sort her feet out and played it in front of Sanchez, who wasn't expecting that ball away from her feet. Oh, Rachel Jones had opportunities against Mexico. Hasn't had them quite yet tonight. Ekic. Able to run through Flynn somehow, but then running out of real estate on the ball down the line for Harbor. Harbor getting forward at almost every opportunity here. What has really been a defensive chess match. I mean, both teams having trouble even just getting the ball in on throw-ins. Good, clean sliding challenge from Torres. And I think Torres' armband fell off. She's holding something in her hand. And now she's able to slip the captain's armband back on. Howe kills it instantly in midfield. And Pickett wants to get forward once again. The one thing Canada are doing so much better at is following their runs. That's what they didn't do against Japan. But as Pickett made that overlap, she had a player with her the entire way. This time the foul will be called. Spanstra whistled for the foul. And Spanstra just getting a bit too much of the player, even though she got some of the ball. As Canada worked their way up the far side in the 56th minute. Tigerish work by both teams in the midfield, but it's the U.S. who win the battle. Harbor has shaped out to this near side. Checking into the pocket of space is Ekic, and that's a good ball back. And Torres sprays it to the far side. Little touch out wide. And the U.S. could be in business here in the channel. And the shot over the bar once again. But this time, it had Proulx concerned. And that gets a rise out of the crowd. Sanchez looking for a fourth goal of the tournament. But this is a great move. And it's the run of Pickett that allows Sanchez to step back and receive that ball. And once again, I always preach, you got to get your shots on target. That's one thing that BJ Snow was actually frustrated about from the first game, was he felt that more opportunities should have been finished. And he said to his team at halftime of the Mexico game is that they need to be more concentrated on their shooting, less lackadaisical. And I don't think Sanchez was lackadaisical at all over there. I think she just caught a bit too much of it. At the same time, however, Snow said to me, you know, they need to finish better, but you have to remember, they're only 13, 14, 15, and 16. So it's not always the easiest task, especially in these high-pressure situations, which is exactly what this tournament is for these teams as they head into this new cycle to learn how to play and going into their respective tournaments, which for the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, of course, is all the same in the CONCACAF Championship, and for Japan, the Asian Championship, which will take place in November, to see who will go to the 2016 U-17 Women's World Cup, which will be held in Jordan. Free kick for Canada. Flynn runs over it. Reagan sends it into the mix. And the U.S. able to get it out of their box, but not out of their own end. Put into the danger area once again. That was a good ball by Reagan. But the U.S. not allowing an inch. Rodriguez. Harbor. Finds the outlet and Howe. Pinpoint ball. Play dispensed on the far side. Pickett overlaps. It's a good ball in the mix. Ekic is arriving. Oh, the crossbar saving Canada. But the U.S. at times kicking it into that higher gear that BJ Snow has wanted from him. And now Rodriguez, who started that last attack, wins it again. And Jones's night will be done as BJ Snow flicks the switch on his second substitution. Pickett getting forward. Excellent cross, and Ekic beat Reagan to the back post, but put it off the crossbar.
In the 59th minute for the United States. Entering the game, number 18, Frankie Tagliaferri.
And Tagliaferri is in on the hour mark for Rachel Jones. And Jones worked hard. Always a willing runner, Jones. This time just unable to find the spaces in the Canadian defense, often stymied by Kennedy Faulkner. As Lauren Raimondo is getting set to check in for Canada. Had 4 goals at the U-15 CONCACAF Championships in August, including the equalizer that sent the match to extra time and then penalties against Haiti, which Canada eventually would go on to win. Here's Tagliaferri's first involvement. New Jersey native looking to go at it alone. Good strength to hold off Kennedy, but she's forced to go back with it. Sanchez, now she wants to have a go, and she had Proulx scrambling across her line. Just missed picking out that far post. Jordan Heitma's night is done. A tremendous shift put in from the 13-year-old.
Substitution in the 61st minute for Canada. Entering
And
the
now
game,
it's
number 12,
Lauren Raimondo.
Leaving the game, number 9.
It was interesting that Raimondo didn't play against Japan, considering her pedigree. Here comes Proulx. She's had some nervous moments in the first 15 minutes of the second half. As we are on the hour mark, still 0-0 between the U.S. and Canada. Oh, Harbor timed to run well, but Reagan read it all the way. Tagliaferri chasing. Great pressure from the U.S. They win it in the box. And still going is Harbor. However, the deflection falls kindly for Proulx. Tagliaferri stepping in with authority. Rodriguez flies past the substitute Raimondo, but can't get it past Reagan. Flynn. Canada moving the ball with so much more confidence than they did against Japan. But just as I say that, Shaw's caught in possession. Ekic has been so unlucky over the last 2 games, still looking for her first goal, and she was stood up by Kennedy. And Kennedy Faulkner concedes the free kick right on the edge of the box. As Kennedy Faulkner slid over, and Ekic, great job, a couple step overs to open up Kennedy Faulkner's legs, and then played it through. And Faulkner knew she was beat. She said, the ball might get by me, but you're certainly not going to. At the expense of a free kick at a very dangerous position. Sanchez and Torres are the 2 main protagonists in this plot. Could try and catch Proulx at her near post, but instead it's going to be teased into the back post and too close to Proulx. It was whipped in with pace. If that was a little bit further away from the keeper and somebody was running across the face of her, it could be 1-0 U.S. But instead, played too close to Prul. Ekic, another nutmeg. This time the ball runs all the way through to Chang. Faulkner. Balbaki checking in.
Into 15 ad. Good. Together.
Rodriguez wins that one. Look at the pressure from the U.S. And Rodriguez wins it again. Steps into every challenge with the assurance that she's going to win the ball. Long ball looking to the far side. Pickett will let it run out of bounds. This game's starting to get stretched here beyond the hour mark. Harper did well to keep it in. Flynn muscles her off the ball. Good turn from Raimondo. Space at the top of the box for Ibrahim. And Bollinger tips it over. Bollinger was well positioned and safety first from her. Made a tremendous diving save against Mexico. And this time it was Balbaki. And that shot was dipping, and Bollinger did the right thing. Strong hand to push it over the crossbar. Second corner kick of the game for Canada. Haven't had too much in terms of offense in the second half, but they're on the prowl here. Time for Reagan to send this one in. That ball needs to be played deeper. Balbaki. And another shot from distance. And that one beat beat Bollinger rather, but also beat the far post. U.S. need to step out quicker. Now it's Canada who's having to go. As the pendulum swings from one way to the other. Balbaki, nice little layoff. And it was Kennedy Faulkner. She's been a hero so far at one end, was almost a hero at the other. Ekic works away in the box, plays it across. And who is there? Kennedy Faulkner, who else?
Let's get it in there and out the other side. You got to get out the other side. Everything's here. Get it through here and out the other way.
Canada getting ready to make a substitution. As it's going to be Caitlin Shaw who will make way. And Caitlin Shaw had a tremendous debut in a Canada jersey. As Fallon Rodriguez, who made her debut against Mexico, will get her second cap. So it's one 13-year-old for another. But a great shift from Caitlin Shaw. Kept it smart, kept it simple. And did a good job in the midfield. And now it's Fallon Rodriguez's turn to see if she can put her stamp on the match. Fallon. Torres was nipping at her ankles, but able to get it away. Now on the far side, Canada unable to keep it in. Space on the flank, two players to find in the middle. And the deflection means it's a corner kick for the USA in the 67th minute. As it was Spanstra on another buccaneering run forward. BJ Snow saying that Spanstra had one of the best mentalities he's seen of anybody in years. Said she's one of the most coachable players that he's ever had, Spanstra. Brings a great attitude, he said, but he said almost all, if not every one of these players bring their pail and their lunch pail and hard hat to work every single day. And what can they do off the corner kick? Prul missed it. And something still might be on here for the Stars and Stripes. And finally, Canada able to clear their lines. Time for Harbor to turn. And that's a good run for Talvieri, and coming out quickly is Proul. She did so well to read that. So many goalies would have been stuck on their line, but Proul saw that all the way and knew she had to come out and make a play on it. Great turn from Hal, and a good ball to the outside. Motoring forward once again was Pickett, but her ball in the channel, overcooked, and it goes all the way through to Proul. As is their MO. Canada looking to work it out of the back. Now the long ball to try and get past this U.S. defense. Does enough to win an offensive throw-in as it skipped off the head of Ekic. Ekic strips Reagan. Has only Talafieri in front of her. And that's a tough sliding challenge. And Snow off the bench, not happy. Felt that Belbaki came in with her cleats up. Flynn working feverishly. Harbor able to hit off her for throwing.
Far enough, far enough, two, far enough. Two, far enough. Two. Behind half.
Fourth official, Daniele Chesky, telling Harbor that she stepped too far up. And Howell with the outlet ball. Perfectly driven ball from Ekic. Pickett skips past one challenge. Can't get past second base. Does win the throw-in, though. Now played into the corner. Can they get to it in time to send this one back? It's open up. Oh, that's a great ball back. The shot deflected. Ekic at the back post. Can she finish? Another tremendous save from Proul. It just won't happen for Ekic. And now another scrum at the top of the box. And the referee has really let them play in this game. How are the U.S. not ahead in the 71st minute? Proul showing why she was voted the best goalkeeper at the U-15 CONCACAF Championships. Doing the same thing at the U-17 level. Proul, of course, was a non-playing member of Canada's U-17 World Cup squad last summer, but I think it takes more than experience to make a save like this. Although Ekic there, you got to hammer that in. You can't take any chances. Very unlucky, though. Definitely need placement. Don't want to blast it over, but need a bit of power, too, so you don't give the goalkeeper any chance. But Proul, who was a backup goalkeeper at the last World Cup, showing tremendous athleticism to get across her goal there. How? Spanstra plays it in for Ekic. Can she arrive? And the offside flag is up. More good work from Ekic. It's been so unlucky. Hit the crossbar, robbed by Proul, and this time sees the flag go up against her. Final 18 minutes. And if the USA draw here, then it would still be pretty much a de facto final against Japan on Sunday. The only difference would be that the U.S. would need all 3 points against Japan to overtake them on 7 points to 6 when all is said and done. At the same time, however, you want to win this game because goal difference is so important, considering that Japan have 10 goals and the U.S. at the moment only have 3. So that's why a loss here would pretty much all but end the U.S.'s hopes of winning the tournament. Eckett can't catch up to it, even though Rodriguez put it in a perfect area for her. And the U.S. bench wondering where the ball girls are. Now they'll get the ball out, and Proul doesn't have to come to the corner to get it. She's been sensational in this match, Proul. Not only in terms of the save she's made, but also distribution with her feet, especially when the ball's been played back to her under duress. Eckett. Hint of handball, perhaps. The referee says no, and Kennedy Faulkner takes over. Credit Chang, though. She's the one who stopped that ball as Sanchez was trying to ghost in. Snow looking on. What is going through his mind? Has to balance the desire to win with the desire to rotate his squad to make sure everyone's fresh. Pickett's still fresh in the 75th minute, and she wins a corner kick. 4th of the game for the Stars and Stripes.
Get in there, Lauren.
Squad rotation so important in these tournaments. Playing 3 games in the space of 6 days. So you want to get as many players minutes to get the other players rest as well. Ball floated in. Proul goes to punch. She misses it. Proul able to pow it away at the end. How did she do that as Proul come out for the punch? She's been suspect on corners in this tournament. This time she comes out with authority. Gave up a goal against Japan when she punched the ball to the back post and almost gave up a goal there, but saved herself by pawing it away on the line at the second time of asking. Final 15 minutes of regulation. Sanchez. Weaving her way through Sanchez. Has Spanster outside. Lets to go at goal. And coming across her line to make the diving save is Proul. As Sanchez dancing around, looking to engineer that half yard of space, and she does. But she didn't get the power behind the shot that was needed to beat Proul on that occasion. As now the U.S. has started to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Canada allowing it to bounce in their box. And it's not a bother for Proul in the end. This game has ebbed and flowed. Torres flying through. Leaves it off for Talafieri. Talafieri stabs it over to Sanchez, top of the box. Sanchez turns, shoots, and pushed around the post by Proul with a flying save.
Brooke, if our line is moving up, we gotta...
Nicely stabbed over by Talafieri for Sanchez. That one was goal bound, but Proul did her thing. 5th corner kick for the U.S. Can they make it count? They've given Canada some nervy moments. Torres has to get the service right. Be an in-swinger from the far side. And Torres swings it in, and it's on the wrong side of the net as it looked like she was going to score what would have been her second Olympico of the tournament. The first one called back for a foul, and this one on the wrong side of the goal. But Torres so dangerous with those services. And Proul with yet another goal kick. It's been one of the busiest players out there. Oh, and Faulkner with a rare miscue. And Talafieri and Sanchez, neither of them taking advantage. Somebody's got to take that upon themselves to go ahead and punish Faulkner for that. Rodriguez stands her ground. Ekic turns away from Flynn. Little ball back for Harbor. Ekic, nice little touch off the header. Talvieri just looking to relieve the pressure. Great combination by the U.S. to open up to the far side. 79th minute now. And it's Pickett who continued her run. Leaves it off at the top of the box. Sanchez weaves her way through, putting it to the back post. Is this the moment for the U.S.? Talafieri turns, what a save! Ekic is there, this time she rounds Brule and puts it in the net, and the U.S. are ahead in the 79th minute. Ekic has put herself into good positions all night, and it's just rewards. Her first goal coming on the occasion of her second cap. Talafieri forcing the save from Prul, and Ekic quickest to the rebound. Prul on the ground, and Ekic did well, taking her time and finding the net. And now Flynn looking for the instant reply.
Goal scored for the United States in the 79th
And it's
minute
gonna
by
be a
number
goal kick.
21, Amina Ekic. The score is the United States 1, Canada 0.
Well, you can't say it wasn't coming. The U.S. have created more genuine opportunities. Well, I haven't seen that since AYSO. Got to play the goal kick out of the box. There it is. Now the U.S. looking for an opening down the far side. Quickly closed down. Can Canada swing the pendulum back in their favor? The ebb and flow of momentum in this game has been palpable. And that's a late tackle. And the question is, what color is this card going to be? It's just a yellow card for Balbaki. That's not the first suspect tackle that she's had in this game. And Pickett gets up quickly. And now everyone coming over, even though Pickett's already up. So here comes the substitution. And it's Shayna Flynn whose night is done.
I need discipline when we're defending.
And it's Vital Katz who's coming in.
Tell people what they're doing quickly.
The Ontario native
Hey, Kennedy, sound!
came on as a sub in the first game as well against Japan.
3-4-3, let's go!
As Beverly Priestman wants her side to push for the equalizer.
Patel, make sure they know.
Take two. Bollinger has to be smart here. Rodriguez has yet to put a foot wrong in this game, Rodriguez.
Substitution in the 81st minute for Canada. Entering the game, number 16, Vital Katz. Leaving the game, number 17, Shauna Flynn. Yellow card issued in the 81st minute to number 4, Fallon Rodriguez of Canada.
Let's go.
And BJ Snow preparing a double substitution.
Two back up. She just wants you to back up, yeah? See where she's at? Thank you.
So Reagan back to the spot where the ball went out of bounds.
Let's go. Coming in.
Harbor wins it. And Ekic sends it downfield. Chang back the other way. Ibrahim. Babaki gets there first. And Rodriguez gets it forward. Pushed into the channel for Talafieri. Talafieri created the goal, and this time she creates the overlap. Was running in to look to get on the end of the cross. But Canada back in defense. Fourth official just trying to sort out the numbers on the board. As Pinto is going to come in and replace Torres. The captain with another solid shift tonight. And Harbor's night is done as well.
Substitutions in
High
the
fives for
84th
Torres
minute
all
for the
around.
United States. Entering the game number 8, Brianna
And
Pinto.
Sydney Zandy is
Leaving
in
the game number 19, Taryn
as
Torres.
she replaces Harbor.
Also entering the game
Harbor
number
covered
23,
every blade
Brooke
of grass
Bollinger.
up and down the
Leaving the
left-hand
game
side.
number 2,
Talafieri,
Joanna Harbor.
top of the box. Working her way through. And another tremendous save from Prohl. Canada still in with a shout. And it's all thanks to their number 1. As it was Sanchez looking for glory. And Prohl did just enough. Sydney Zandy getting her 4th cap. Came in at halftime versus Mexico. Now coming in to close out the game here against Canada. But instead of defending, she almost did it by springing the attack to life. Now it's the other substitute, Pinto, to take this corner. Pinto had a tremendous debut against Mexico, the 14-year-old out of North Carolina. Because it's 2 East Coasters who came in, as Zandy is from Westchester, Pennsylvania, plays her club ball for Penn Fusion. The best way to close out a game is to keep the ball in the other team's end. And the U.S. wins another free kick. Strong performance against a very resolute Canada side. Still 5 minutes plus change. Anything can happen. The U.S. perhaps looking for that insurance goal to try and kill off this game. This one curled into the danger area. And there was a first header, and then the ball hit off Ekic. And I think that took care of any danger there might be. Because once again, it went into the arms of Prohl. What a great job by Sanchez to trap. And here comes Zandy flying down the flank. Sydney Zandy keeps it in, gets it onto her right foot. Leaves it off for Pinto at the top of the box. Pinto playing the early ball in. It would have been better to just try and keep it. But the U.S. doing well to get around the ball and win it back, as Balbaki had no options. Pinto against Mexico did so well to go forward from her deep-lying midfield position, but now she's being instructed to stay at home, and she's going to have to get back here with the rest of the U.S. as Zandy is keeping Ibrahim at bay. Ibrahim creates that half yard of space and is able to get it off. Canada has all 10 players in the offensive half. Reagan quickly closed down by the 2 substitutes. Check that, it's Ekic along with Pinto. And now Ekic is running, and Reagan able to recover. And a hard sliding challenge to win that ball off Pinto. 87th minute, Canada looking for the equalizer. Ibrahim, what a cut from her. Trying to slalom her way through. And Zandy with a crucial intervention. Pickett does well to usher the ball out of bounds. And it's going to be a goal kick for the U.S. A chance to allow more time to bleed off the clock. BJ Snow pleading with his players to stay at home even though they want to get forward. He's had to tell it to both of the substitutes who just came on. And that ball went out before it could be headed forward. Good interception from Talafieri. Into the corner. Sanchez is pouring into the middle. So is Ekic. But Chang was there. And Faulkner clears. Howe beaten to the ball. This is Lauren Raimondo. Off for Balbaki. And forced to go back with it once again. Talafieri making sure that she can't get that ball off. Was able to get the service, but wasn't invited to come freely out of the back, and does enough to allow the U.S. to step in and win the ball. Pinto. U.S. just need to keep the ball. Final minute of normal time. And any role will do at the moment, as we're just waiting to see how much injury time will be added on. 40 seconds before the full 90 is up. And the U.S. making sure that Canada doesn't get a free pass out of the back, but they do get the long ball. Ibrahim chasing. And Rodriguez played it safe. Ekic and Zandy conspiring to win the ball back. Rodriguez is over as well. And a great ball to Sanchez. She's stripped of it, but it goes right to Talafieri. And a brilliant long ball to the far side. Played in the middle for Sanchez. And Sanchez well shielded off that ball, as there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Minimum of 2 minutes of stoppage time to the end of the
Talafieri wins it again. Gives it to Sanchez, curls it to the upper corner, and it's all 3 points to the U.S. Sanchez with her 10th goal in 4 games, but both goals are credited to Talafieri, who's been the architect, setting up first Ekic and then Sanchez. Perfect ball in, and Sanchez deft. Ball chipped into the upper corner. Absolutely nothing Proulx could do there, as the U.S. strike on the counterattack. Ekic does well to get to that ball.
Goal scored for the United States in the 91st minute by number 15, Ashley Sanchez.
The only holdover on this roster
the United States
from the last U-17 cycle. And her name may be in the assist column instead of the score sheet, but really she was the catalyst for both goals. Both goals were a result of her starting the play.
Drop Frankie! Drop Frankie!
And now the long shot right into Bollinger. And just as we've given Proulx credit all night for being very busy, you have to give Bollinger credit as well, as that was a perfect ball from Talafieri. And a brilliant finish, world class at any level. And here is Sanchez. First time in 4 games she doesn't get a hat trick, but the important thing is that the U.S. get all 3 points, and she's on the score sheet yet again. Pickett gets to the byline. It was clattered into, but the referee not interested, as we've played the 2 minutes of stoppage time, and that will do it. A gritty performance, as the U.S. had to fight tooth and nail with a very resilient Canada side. But resistance was finally broken in the 79th minute, as Talafieri's shot was only parried by Proulx, and stepping in to slam the ball home was Ekic, waiting to round the keeper first before putting it home. And then on the stroke of full time, Sanchez scoring her 10th goal in 4 games, as she took the square pass from Talafieri and put it into the upper corner quite brilliantly. And match day 2 ends with the U.S. winning 2-0, meaning that the winner of the match, or the match rather, but with Japan, will be a final showdown. That match will be at 4 o'clock right here on U.S. Soccer on Sunday. Make sure to join us beforehand at 1 o'clock as Mexico will take on Canada. But that will do it for now. It's good night from the National Training Center. I'm Mark Server saying goodbye from Carson, where the U.S. prevails 2-0 over their northern rivals.